Here comes
big
here comes
truck.
a forklift. Yeah, good timing.
Yeah,
That's all right. Okay, so let's start off. What's your name?
Sandra K. Spoon.
Sandra Spoon.
Uh-huh.
Spoon. Okay, and where are you from originally, Sandra?
Fort Smith.
You're from Fort Smith. Okay.
Yep.
Born and raised.
One of 6 kids born and raised back here. I'm the only one that was born back here.
Okay. Where were the other ones born?
San Diego.
San Diego, California.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I have a niece from there.
Well, my mom was from out there. All her family was, and my dad was born and raised back here.
Okay. Okay. So one of six. Are your siblings? Are they still around?
I've got two.
You got two left.
Two
Okay.
sisters.
Two sisters. Okay. So did you have both your parents when you were growing up when you were younger?
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay. They stayed married forever and.
Yeah, mom died years ago, and my father just passed away.
Just recently.
Yeah.
How long have you been here at Hope Campus?
Since November 30th.
November 30th. Okay, so not too long.
Not too long, no.
Okay. So what did you do career-wise?
I worked in convenience stores. I worked for a man called Jack Marks for 24 years, and then he sold out, and I hadn't done anything really since then, but I went to work for Arby's, and we got a lawsuit, but so here I am.
Okay. Do you have any children?
I have one son living in Muldrow.
Muldrow, Oklahoma.
Yes.
Okay. Do you see him much? Do you guys have a relationship?
No, he hasn't grown up quite yet.
Okay, I understand. Okay. And I forgot to ask you how young are you?
How old am I? I'm not ashamed of my
Okay.
age. I'm 64.
64. Okay.
Yeah.
I just got through talking with John. He was 57, so you guys are about the same age.
Yeah.
Okay. You've been here since November. So what do you like about Hope Campus? What's it done for you?
Hope Campus is like the family I don't have. I do a lot of volunteer work for Miss Betsy in the kitchen, and I'm in the laundry 7 days a week. And I'll be out of here within probably a month. I got some help through the housing authority, and I'm just waiting to find a place.
Okay, awesome. So, like Section 8, where they help pay your rent, is that kind of what you got?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can't work until I get my arm fixed. I have a pinched nerve, and it goes all the way down my arm.
Yeah.
So until I get that resolved, I can't peel a potato.
Yeah.
So
Are you married or were you married?
I'm married. We're separated. He stays with his daughter in Spiro. We were supposed to get back together, but I can't get a hold of him, so I don't know what's going to happen there. And it's like I've been through a lot in my life. And I learned real early that life is not easy and it's not fair. But coming here, there's a reason I'm here. I don't know what it is yet, but there is a reason. And Hope Campus has been good. If you follow the rules and you do what you're supposed to do, it's a good place to be. And you meet a lot of good people. Some of them, have had just really horrible lives. But if they come here and, do what they're supposed to do, you can get help here. And that's what people need.
So, since you've been here since November,
Uh-huh.
I know a little bit about Hope Campus. That means you're on a program bed.
I'm on a program bed, yeah.
I asked John a little bit about do you know John? Do you know
Yes,
about?
John
Okay.
works in the laundry with me.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's a really nice guy. I enjoy
He's
talking to him.
comical.
Yeah, he is.
Oh.
He is. So, I asked him, and I'm going to ask you as well. Tell me a little bit about the kind of the process you went through from when you first got here
Uh-huh.
to where you're at now. I know you start on a shelter bed and then a program bed. How does
Yeah.
that work?
Well, shelter bed is you spend it on the floor on a mat, and every day you have to sign up for a bed, and they told me when I came, be the first one to sign up, and you'll get a shelter bed. Well, I was out there every day doing it, and then I started. They needed a volunteer in the laundry room one weekend, and I volunteered. So that helped me get my regular bed, as I call them. It's not hard. I mean, the mats aren't bad, and you just, it's a bed on the floor. It's like, having a sleeping party.
Yeah. Maddie Hardwick, she told me that the mats are actually really comfortable.
Yeah, they are. They're.
She said she keeps trying to steal one to take it home.
Yeah.
Said they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, they are. They're not bad at all. And the only difference between that and the shelter and our regular beds is you're on the floor,
Yeah.
which could be good in some spots. You're cooler on the floor or you're hotter on the floor. But the frame is the only thing that really sets us apart.
And you kind of get like a tub.
Yeah, we have a tote. We have a tote that you can put your clothes in. Some of us have gained a little bit more clothing since we've been here, and I've got two totes, one suitcase in the lockup, and one bag for my shoes. I keep my shoes in a bag. But yeah, they provide for you here. It's not bad at all.
Do you have children?
I have one son living. I have a daughter that was stillborn. And then my son and one grandson that is 16. Yeah, he turned 16. So he'll be 17 pretty soon.
And do they live around here? Do you get to see them?
No, he lives in Muldrow. And I don't know if he's with his mom or his dad. He was going to go live with his father, but I don't know if he's still there or not.
Okay. That's not your husband that you're separated from, isn't his father?
No, it's not his child.
I got you. So tell me a little bit about about your life kind of growing up. Were you involved with drugs at all? Was that
Oh, no.
No?
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
Okay. When we were little, my parents would take us from here to California, from California back here, And I think we came back here when I was starting in the 6th grade, which was when President Kennedy was shot. When we were in California, my father was always a fireman. I had a great uncle that retired as one and an uncle that retired, and every time we'd go out there, they'd put him on the fire department. And we were little because I can remember Mom would dress us girls up in dresses, and we'd want to go down the pole. Mom would say, "Oh, no, no, no." Well, we'd do it anyway, And then we'd come back here, and when we came back here permanently, my father's dream was always to be the chief of police of his hometown. He was hired into the sheriff's department when he was 17, I think. And then he went into the Navy, and that's where he met my mom. Well, when we came back here permanently, Dad went to work for Norge, which sooner became Whirlpool. And then he got the phone call from the police department. And he went down and took the test and stuff and became a patrolman. And I don't think he was a patrolman very long. I think it might have been like 2 or 3 years. and then he became a detective. And he was a detective the rest of the time he was up there, which was 17 years. And being a policeman's daughter, oh no, you just didn't touch drugs. You know, he once brought a pot plant home and said, if I catch y'all with any of this, you're in bad trouble. And when my dad says, he used to start with us girls, and he'd say, now, babe, you know, and then go on from there, you know, but it was always, you know, babe, you're not supposed to do this. And it didn't matter where you were. He would, if you were doing something you weren't supposed to, he knew it.
Yeah.
I was 18 or 19, had my first wreck on 21st and Grand. My dad and mom lived at 13th and E, 1 block behind Darby. By the time I drove down there, which took me all of 2 minutes, my dad knew I had had a wreck. And I went in and he says, babe, what you doing? I said, oh, I just stopped by to see you and mom before I went home. And mom wasn't there, and he was asking me questions, you know, and I was answering them. And I said, well, Dad, I got to get home. He said, okay. Well, I started to get up. He says, well, how bad was it? And I said, how bad was what, Daddy? He says, your wreck. I said, oh, no, that is not fair at all. I've been out of your house for 2 years, and they don't need to report. He said, as long as you're my daughter and I'm a police officer, we watch each other's kids when we can. I said, okay, but it's still not fair. I mean, you know.
Kind of hard to get away with anything.
Yes, it was.
With all those watching,
yeah. Yeah.
Maybe, that may be a good thing, though.
Yeah, it was. It had its good and its bad. You know, we were taught if you did the crime, you did the time, and that's what my parents meant. You know, so most of us were real good, or didn't get caught at it.
So, is this the first time you've been at a place like?
Yeah, it is. I've heard of shelters and homeless people, but I didn't even know we had this one here in Fort Smith. But I came to find out there was 2 or 3 of them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I always knew about the Salvation Army and what, you know, and stuff. And my mom didn't work very much. Now, my dad, he had a heart of gold, and he would help anybody. And thank the Lord I took after him, because that's exactly the way I am. And if I had known that these places existed, I would have asked him, hey, can we go do something, help them, volunteer? Because when you're not in this kind of a situation, you know, you don't know what these people are going through and what they've been through. And a lot of them that come in here, 90% of them call me Mom. Of course, I think I'm the oldest one here, just about. And for the most part, you know, we help each other. You know, if someone needs a pair of socks and they've got a pair, they'll give them a pair. Or if they outgrown clothes or something, they'll put them in the laundry room for them to be given to somebody else here. I don't know about the other shelters because I've never been there, but if I had to go through one, this is the one I'd pick. And I had called down to the police department to find out something about something I needed to know, and the woman said, I know you. And I said, yes, you do. And I said, you know, told her who my father was, Bob Hatfield, and that, you know. And she says, I know you. And I said, yeah, probably. And she's the one who told me about this place. And so I called and talked to Dwayne, and Dwayne said, just come on down. And, you know, Well, it took me about a week to get my nerve up to come down here. And I'm glad I did. It's, I love helping people, always have. And it gives you kind of a rewarding feeling that, and sometimes we don't get along down here. Sometimes we have our little spats. But in the end, most of the time, it's all done away with, and it's good. I think everybody should have to come see what a shelter is really like. Really do, because it's amazing. Like Miss Betsy, she knows I want to be in the kitchen. I love to cook, but with my hand, I can't do what I should be able to do full time. So she lets me come in, and I get up at 4 in the morning just to cook breakfast for these people. And then I go to my laundry. And it's all about giving back for what you've got.
Yeah, for sure. So you said it took you about a week to come up with the nerve to come here.
Yeah.
Where were you at that point? Were you living on the streets, or were you at a friend's house? Or?
No, I was living on my son's driveway, and we got into it, and he told me to leave, and I said, that's good. You're on your own. I said, you're almost 40. You need to grow up a little bit. And then I came here. Yeah, things happen and you can't, sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it. And if you have a place like Hope Campus to come to, then you can survive it.
Yeah, I think it's important for, and that's kind of why I started doing this. One, I like to meet new people. I just moved to town. I don't know anyone here, and trying to meet people. And I thought, well, I'll go to the homeless shelter. There's a bunch of people there.
Yeah.
So I like to meet people, and also I think it's important, like you said, for people to see what a shelter life really is, and not just what shelter life is, but who shelter people are, who you guys are. You're just a normal person. You're a grandma. You're a wife, a mom, and you're here, and you need help, and they're helping you. I think that's awesome.
It is awesome, and I get tickled at Dwayne because he'll call me Sandra. Okay, the only time I've called Sandra was when I was in trouble with my mom, and then it would be Sandra Kay. And when he yells that Sandra out, it sounds just like her. And I said, don't call me that. Call me Sandy. If you call me Sandra, it's like my mom calling me Sandra Kay. And then I thought, oh no, you told him your middle name. You should have been quiet. Because sometimes I'll hear, Sandra Kay, come to my office, and I'll just die laughing.
He knows how to get you now.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah. I met Dwayne briefly the other day. He seems like a really nice guy.
He is. He's got a hard job. I mean, he's got to deal with the good and the bad, and but that's his job.
Now, do you feel safe here?
I feel very safe here.
Very safe.
We have security here. Raiden, you wouldn't think she was a security guard, but let me tell you, don't get her stirred up, because she's a short, tiny little thing, but buddy, she can handle her own.
Yeah, kind of like that dynamite comes in small packages.
That's right.
Yeah, and I met, is it Rebel?
Rebel, the janitor.
Yeah, he looks like he could probably swing a broomstick on somebody if he needed to.
If like on weekends, if something happens and nobody's around, he'll step in and he'll do what should be done. He doesn't play games with people when they, we have people that go, you're not supposed to go through the doors in the cafeteria. There's 2 doors, and he'll flat tell them, you're not supposed to do it. Do not do it again, or you get rode up. Simple as that.
So, have you seen many instances of violence or things that had to be stopped? I mean, I know there's going to be quarrels, but has there been any big major things happen since you've been here?
No, I mean, you have some that get out there and you think they're going to fight, but, you know, it doesn't come to that. You'll just hear them yelling at each other, and for the most part, it's kind of, you know, mild.
Kind of like a high school.
Yeah.
A lot of talk and not a lot of
A
speech.
lot of talk and no show.
Yeah.
Well, now we had one incident, I have to say. We were having lunch, and we had the Portsmouth Police Department in here serving, of all things. And two of them I'm really special with because my father, being a retired detective, his last ride was in a patrol car. And I recognized him, and so me and the officer always talked. But we were sitting there, and all of a sudden this fight breaks out. And I mean, they're going at it. And then police officer came out that door like nobody's business and had it handled in no time.
Yeah.
Nobody was in danger. They were just, you know, they just led up to that. And at night, I don't feel any kind of threats, nothing. We're always got a security guard with, you know, watching us and watching the building. And of course, then there's Dwayne and them here during the day. So it's a good place to come if you want to, you know, if you have to be in a shelter.
Yeah, but if your family happens to watch this, is there anything that you would want to say to them, the family that you don't get to see right now or anything?
No, just that I'm fine. And I couldn't be in a better place. Oh, you don't want me to answer that?
Well, Maddie just walked through the door, so we can't say her.
Well, Maddie's a good person. I've talked to her a couple weeks ago. I hadn't, you know, I'd seen her, but I hadn't talked to her. I love Dwayne and Chris and Miss Patsy, as far as personnel-wise goes, head dogs, Dwayne and Chris can play some good jokes on you, let me tell you. And they're funny, but they're good people. They really do care, but they have a standard that they have to go by, and sometimes people don't understand this. And if you just follow the rules a little bit, you'll make it here, because it's not that hard. You shower every day, you got your food 3 meals a day, your bed. Just follow the simple rules. If I can follow them, anybody can.
And you're free to come and go as you please.
Yes, you are.
You're not required to be here.
No, you're not required. And if you do live here like me, and you want to go someplace like overnight or something, you just ask for a pass. And, you know, usually they give it to you. So it's to tell the night crew where that person, you know, that they are out and they're not, you know, it's okay.
Not to count them or go looking for them. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean, if you need any kind of help, come here, because they are willing to sit down with you and help you.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It is awesome. It's just an awesome place, really.
Well, is there anything that you would like to add? Anything you'd like to talk about? Whether it can be about your childhood, your children, the Hope Campus. Anything I haven't asked you that you thought I would?
No, you covered just about everything. I mean, you know, I had a good childhood, and being a cop's kid, that's not easy to say, because
It's about like being a preacher's kid.
Yeah, but preachers' kids could get away with stuff. Yeah. Cops' kids can't. You know.
Yeah, preachers can't gossip. The cops
That's
they
right.
just call each other.
Right. And for the most part, my siblings and stuff, they, you know, we've always been, you know, kind of close and stuff, but there's only 3 of us, and they have their life, and I have mine. And we don't agree on some things, but that's life.
I have 3 brothers. I understand that
Oh.
completely.
Well, there was 5 girls and 1 boy. And yes, the boy was very, very babied. But it's just, if you see this and you need help, come here. Because they will help you. There is a rule here, and it is you cannot have knives, you cannot have guns. If you come in the building wanting help with them, they go directly to Dwayne and they are locked up. They do not go through your things. If you come in intoxicated and you don't cause any trouble, some of the people will put you straight to bed, you know. But if you come in here mouthing and stuff, you won't have a place to stay because it's disrupting everybody else. And you don't need to come to this place like that,
Yeah.
you know.
I just think there's a lot of people that may be nervous to come to a place because all they have is what's in their suitcase or their tote.
Yeah.
And it's a scary thought to, even if what's in there is worth nothing, it's a scary thought that somebody may take that from you.
It's a very scary thought. And the process is you meet with Dwayne. He tells you, you know, what the rules are and everything. And he tells you that you're going to be in a shelter bed. And then he calls one of us from the laundry up there. And you have to have a shower and all your clothes washed. We give them scrubs. And when they get through showering, they bring all their stuff back. They put it in the washer. And they take it out of the dryer and fold it themselves. Other than that, then, you know, nobody touches it. And you keep it with you until you get a regular bed. And then you have your tote to put it in. And it, like on Fridays, we do the house laundry. Everybody strips their bed. Everything goes on top of your bed until 3 o'clock that afternoon. And then you can go make your bed and put it underneath your bed. It's, at first, yes, I was scared to death to come here. But after a week, I felt very safe, very, you know, nobody went through my things and that should not be somebody's, when you're down on your luck like this, you got enough to worry about without having to worry, well, is somebody going to steal this from me or what? And we kind of look out for each other. If we see somebody near somebody's bed that's not supposed to be, we say something. We don't just drop it, you know, and look away. Shelter bed people are not allowed back there until that night when they get the shelter bed stuff, which is 2 sheets and a pillowcase and a blanket and a pillow, and then they can go, you know, go to bed. And we just don't, if we catch someone stealing, they're out the door and they don't get to come back. So if anybody's afraid to come to Hope Campus, don't be, because we watch out for each other.
Have you made some friends here?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of them. It's like Brian O'Barr. Now, I knew him years ago when my son and him and I worked together someplace. And he's like a son to me, you know. Everybody calls me Mom. And we just, you know, if we go to bed, curfew is at 10, bed check is at 10. You have 30 minutes after that to get into bed. And if you're too noisy or something, I tell them, be quiet. You know, people are sleeping. And we just, it's like a family down here. You don't have to worry about it. Somebody will be there to help you. When we had this couple come in one day, and you could tell they were just walking through the door. And I went up to them. They sat in the cafeteria, and it was a husband and wife, and then his brother. And I said, "Do y'all need some help or something?" "Well, we need to talk to someone about staying here." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Have y'all eaten today?" "No, ma'am." I said, "Okay, I'll be right back." So I went out to my car and got some snacks. And I brought them in. I said, "Here, this is what I've got. Eat it or don't. It's up to you." And I said, then we can find you what you need, who you need to talk to. And I mean, they're no longer here, but they do come back and see me. There's a lot of people here that are really good friends, and we look out for each other.
That's something I was going to ask you. When you do get out of here, do you plan to come back and volunteer and help out?
Yes, yeah. I sure do. When I'm not working a regular job, I will be back here and working the laundry probably.
Because you realize how important it is.
Yes, it is. It's very important because people that come in, like this one guy today, he came in, his clothes were soaking wet in a suitcase for 2 days, and he's fixed up. He's got clean clothes, and they smell good. They don't, they're not wet, and that's what we're here for. And I like volunteering here. It gives back for what they've given me.
I heard you mention that you have a car.
I have a car, yes.
Is it the car you had when you came here? Have you got it since you've been here? Or
no, it's the car I've had. It's been down. I need to get some work done on it, which will happen tomorrow, I hope. But I've been without it for like 2 months now because it's been major work. And 2 of the guys that used to stay here, they're going to come work on it for me. And hopefully we can get it running again, and I'll have a car, which means I can get out and look for a place. But I used to take people to the store, all the time. And it got to where I was doing that more than I was my volunteer work for the laundry, and the laundry wasn't getting done. Well, so it just happened my car broke down about that time because I was going to have to stop a lot of it.
Well, that kind of helps you understand where the position that Chris and Dwayne get put in. Like you mentioned earlier, there's so much they want to do, and they try to do everything they can, but they also have guidelines that they have to follow.
Yeah, that's
not,
right.
What needs to get done doesn't get done.
That's right. And sometimes they have to be really harsh with people because they don't think that they have to follow. Like, we all have chores to do, okay? My chore I chose is the laundry. I volunteered one day, and I've been in there ever since. But the other chores is keeping this place clean. And it's not hard. It's easy. You might clean half the bathroom or mop half the floor in the dorm room. It's just common stuff that has to be done. And we've all done it, at home, growing up, you had chores to do. Yeah. And after that, you're free to do what you want to. And you get 3 meals a day, couldn't have beat it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, Miss Sandy, I appreciate your time. If there's anything you want to add, feel free. We've got all the time in the world.
The only thing I'd say is, if you need help and you're scared, just walk through the door. Somebody will be there.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, the volunteers we have here are so, I have this one, and I think it's Miss Maddie's church. But there's this little boy, he is so cute. And I asked him the first time I saw him, I said, "Well, thank you for coming and giving us food to eat." He said, "You're welcome." I said, "You could be out playing or something." I said, "You want to be my boyfriend?" He said, "Nah, no, no." I said, "Oh, come on, I don't have one." And he was back the other day, and I said, "Oh, there's my boyfriend." Boy, he just grinned, and he's such a doll. And for him to give up his time, I mean, at that age, yes, his parents were here serving, but he did get, playtime or TV time, whatever it was, to be here to help somebody. And that's what it's all about, is giving and helping. And he's a doll. He just makes it well worth it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Miss Sandy, I appreciate you. I'm going to come over there and unhook you.
Okay.
And I'll let you have the rest of your day to do whatever you want to do.
Laundry.
Laundry, laundry, laundry.
Oh, yeah.
If I